What the heck did she send me? Holy cow. Biggest box ever. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Courtney. Today is another round of the DIY Mystery Box Challenge. So, what is the DIY Mystery Box Challenge? Here's the 101. Each time there are a group of DIY YouTubers. This time we've got 9 in our group. We are each given the name of a different DIY YouTuber and we send them a box of goodies. The theme this month was Dollar Tree. Inside that box are 2 wrap challenge items that would be a little hard to DIY with, and then each month also has a twist. I went on to Instagram and let them vote and decide what our twist would be this month, and they decided that we needed to use both of our challenge items in one DIY. So who did I send my box to? J Money DIY. And who did I get my box from? Megan from Glue Guns and Roses. There will be a playlist down below so that you can watch all the videos in order. Now let's grab the box and see what Megan sent me. I think I need a crane. So I always pick up my box and show it to you. Here it is. Okay, a little bit big. To date, the largest box I've ever received. Thank you, Megan. Okay, I'm gonna go in like this. I feel like I'm doing surgery. Okay, it's like cutting somebody open here. Okay, what the, oh. Oh my gosh, what the heck, Megan? This is ridiculous, Megan. Whew, it's about to give up there. Oh boy, okay, Megan. Oh, she wrote a note. Courtney, I hope I wasn't too hard or too easy on you. Good luck. Love, Megan. Okay, so if you saw her latest video, she did a hack about pool noodles. So this is what the inside looks like. Okay, I am going to pull out. Oh, she wrapped everything. Okay, let's see here. All right, I'm just gonna pull all this out because this box is awkward. And now there's pool noodles everywhere. Okay. I feel like I need to go grocery shopping with all these ads. Okay, make sure I don't miss any. Okay. Oh, and I think I have to use pool noodles. Okay. Oh my God. Megan, come to my house and clean up all these pool noodles. All right, so, here we go. She sent me 2 pool noodles. All right, I can do that. Not too shabby, not too bad. Let's see. I don't know which of these are the challenge items. Because they're all wrapped. Does that mean I get to pick? I may have to call Megan. I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna call her right now. Hold on, this is a first in the history here because I don't see a label. I'm gonna call her. Let's hope she answers.
Please leave your message for...
She did not answer. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna open everything and then have Megan tell me what 2 items I need to incorporate together. We'll just do that because I don't see a label. So we'll do that. All right, let's get into this. Right. Item number 1. Okay. Some woodcraft cubes. There we go, woodcraft cubes. It's an easy one. Item number 2. Oh, geez. Please don't be a racket. A kite. Please don't be a kite. Okay. Okay. It's a tomato trellis. Okay. So, okay, she's been nice. I know what this is. Funnels. Funnels. Okay. This feels like a brick. This better not be a food item, please no. All right, what do we got? I do appreciate, oh yeah. This is pretty nice. 2 things of the Tower Jenga Jenga tower blocks. Okay, she's doing good. I approve. You're wrapping so pretty, Megan. Okay, what is this? A flashlight? What? Oh, man. Flashlight. Okay. It's like a flashlight on a hook kind of thing. Sorry, it's kind of got a glare. All right, flashlight. Okay. I don't think I like that one very much. Next. Oh, look at this one. She used grocery sacks as the ribbon. Very creative. White window marker. What? And a black window marker? Okay, a white and black window. Oh, okay. Window markers. All right, not too bad. I think I know what this is. I think it's a sign. Let's see. Oh, it's a patriotic. Sorry, my phone is ringing. Stand by. Okay. It's not Megan, it's my brother. All right, little USA sign. So this is the last one. Let's see what it is. Oh. Man, these shape thing. I did a weird shaped frame. Who sent me that stuff? Caitlin sent me triangle frames once. So these are, how many sides do these have? 6. Hexagon frames. So she sent me 3 of them. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait to hear from her and to have her tell me what 2 items I need to put together for my thing, because unless she wrote it on here and I just didn't see it.
I'm so sorry, I messed up. You can mark on my report card, does not follow directions. If you want to, seriously, forgive me. Will you use the flashlight? And how about the car window paint? I think that sounds fair. All right, hey, I know you're busy. Call me later, and I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna think about this for a couple days, come back, and let's get crafting. For this DIY, I grabbed the smallest funnel from the set, grabbed my heat knife, and cut off the top of the funnel. I had one of these desk lamps in my stash. It came from Dollar Tree. I grabbed that and started wrapping the top of the little lamp along with the bottom with the tape. I took the lamp outside and spray painted it with some of this gold spray paint along with a half wooden bead that I attached with some hot glue to the top of the funnel. To finish off this lamp, I have some of these rub-on transfers. They came from Dollar Tree. I actually picked them up when the crafty DIY guy was in town, and I found them while we were at Dollar Tree. And I decided to just apply them all over the funnel to make it kind of look like a floral, I don't know, wallpaper-ish, whatever you want to call it, lampshade. Now, small tip here, I went in and applied each transfer, and then I pulled off the plastic piece each time. I would recommend, if you decide to do this DIY, to put your transfers on and then leave the plastic on there until you're completely done applying everything, because what I found was I accidentally kind of bumped into some of the other transfers while I was applying, and a little bitty pieces here and there kind of scratched off. Not super noticeable, but definitely take that tip if you decide to make this. For this DIY, I am working with the tomato trellis that Megan sent me, and I started by taking the entire thing apart. Next step here is to grab a piece of foam board and trace the inside of the circles. Now, I ended up doing all 3 because I wasn't quite sure what look I was going for, but you actually only need the larger circle and the middle size. Also, wanted to put this out there, full disclaimer here, I originally had a completely different idea for this project. I executed the idea and it was a massive fail. So I will put that footage at the end. You guys know I like to keep it real here. If you want to see what happened and what I was going for, but it was worse than the mange tree. It's worse than Whitney's gremlin bunny. It is just the worst thing. Worse than the magic card. Like, seriously, bad. After I took my foam board pieces and snapped them into the inside of my green circles, I took the metal legs, all 3 of them, outside and spray painted them with some silver spray paint. I also filled in little places, as you can see, there's some gaps with some hot glue in the metal ring. Then I grabbed some scrapbook paper that I got from Hobby Lobby in the 5 Seasons pack, and I traced the outside of the circles and cut them out. Once the scrapbook paper was cut out, I took the smaller circle and stuck it on top of the larger circle, kind of centered it, and I took my Cricut tool, poked holes through so that it would go through both pieces of foam board, and then grabbed my hobby knife to make the circles a little bit bigger. This is where the legs are going to go through the circles. With the holes all good to go, I grabbed a glue stick and glued down my 2 pieces of scrapbook paper. Then I took a little tool and my Cricut tool, and on the bottom one, the larger circle, I flipped it over and poked through the hole so that I could make a hole through the scrapbook paper. You don't want to do that on the top one, the smaller one, because when you put the legs through, they're actually not going to come through all the way on the top one. So you only need to poke the holes for the legs through the scrapbook paper on the bottom circle. After the legs were through, I grabbed my tin snips and trimmed them down so I could make it the height that I wanted, and then I placed the top circle on top of the legs. Then I took some hot glue and I secured the legs into this base. Now this is not meant to hold super heavy things, but it's definitely sturdy enough that you can display some items on it. To finish it off, I wanted to clean up the edges of the circles, so I took some red rickrack ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby and I hot glued that around the edge of each of the circles. I grabbed the 3 frames and the 2 pool noodles for this DIY. I started by breaking down the frames, taking out the glass. You're gonna wanna save one of the backer pieces, but that's all you need. And then for the pool noodles, I cut them in half. Now, normally I would recommend use a bread knife, a serrated knife. That's the best thing to cut pool noodles with, in my opinion, but mine was in the dishwasher, so I just made it work with scissors. Now we are ready to start building this thing. So I ripped off the kickstand off the base and hot glued it in there, flipped it over, put a little more hot glue to make this stable. And then you're gonna need to grab 12 of your cut pool noodles. I started by hot gluing 2 of these to this base. Then I went on the opposite side, hot glued 2 more. Then I took another one of the frames, that's my middle support, hot glued that in and continued gluing the pool noodles all the way around. And then once those were attached, I took the last and third, final, whatever you want to call it, frame and hot glued that in to the top of this little structure. To finish up building this out, you're just gonna grab one more group of pool noodles and go all the way around one more time, putting the pool noodle in between the pairs that you have all the way around. Just hot glue it directly to those 2 and just wrap it all the way around. I grabbed that planner up and took it outside to spray paint. Megan loves to spray paint, so I am trying to do lots of spray painting just for her. I started by spray painting this with some of the Heirloom White spray paint, and then I did go in with a textured spray paint. I don't think that's necessary, honestly, because the pool noodles do give off a textured vibe. I do need to go in and fill in some of the cracks with some hot glue and then give it one more coat of paint, but there you go. You've got yourself a planner that you can display anywhere in your home. I started with the tag and the tumbling tower blocks for this DIY. I pulled off those little metal stars because I figured I could save those for a later DIY. flipped this tag over, grabbed my tumbling tower blocks, and started to lay them down in a herringbone pattern to make a tray. I felt like this was the easiest way to do it, just to make sure I got it exactly where I wanted it and the pieces where I needed them to go, because some of the tower pieces actually are taller than other pieces, so just keep an eye out for that. They're not all created equal. And once I got it all laid out, I just took my hot glue gun and started gluing them down. Last thing I needed to do was kind of fix the top. It looked like it had angry horns, and so I just grabbed my miter shears and trimmed it down to where I thought it looked better on the top, and then this was ready to be displayed. It's very sturdy. You can definitely put heavy things on it since I put that tag or, you know, a backer underneath it, and it's good to go. Now we're down to the project that's going to use those 2 challenge items, the little flashlight and the window markers. So I started by taking some tower blocks and decided to try to make a tabletop lamp. And for this, I'm going to need 24 tower blocks and I need to make 4 sides. So I'm going to go in and just use hot glue to attach all these pieces together and make the 4 sides. To make my lamp a little more sophisticated, I grabbed some vellum paper that I had and cut it down so that these pieces would fit on the inside of each of my little wooden structures. I'm going to work with my first challenge item now, and that is the window markers that Megan sent me. She sent me a black one and a white one, so I'm going to use the black one as my paint. My thoughts on this is it acts just like a stain. It doesn't give you full coverage, but when it was all said and done, honestly, it kind of looked brown, like just a really dark brown, but it does give a stain effect. I did have to get some paintbrushes and some other sponges to kind of get in the nooks and crannies, but I had just enough of this to cover all 4 of these pieces. Once my sides were all dry, do make sure it's completely dry because it will rub off. I took my vellum paper and I hot glued that to the inside of each of my pieces that I made. Now I was ready to assemble my lamp, so I'm going to use some of the wooden cubes that she sent me at the base, and I'm just going to start using those to attach these sides together. I'm also going to put some in the middle of these. I did have to trim the blocks down and I just used my miter shears to do that, but I hot glued those, and I'm just going to attach all of the sides together using these wooden blocks. I did take one more step to make this stable. I don't know if this is really necessary, but I grabbed some of the tower blocks, hot glued 3 pieces together, trimmed it down, and then put 2 of these on the bottom of the lantern on the inside and just hot glued it in there. And then from there, I took 4 of the cubes. I used a little bit more of that window marker, like I had to squeeze it out, and stain those so that I can make little legs for my lamp. To finish off this tabletop lamp, I took some thumbtacks outside. I spray painted them gold with that same gold that I used in the very first project, and I needed to trim them down just a little bit so that I could get them attached to this. I just took them and used my tin snips and trimmed it inside of a plastic bag. These things will fly everywhere and they will poke your eye out. You will step on them, you will injure somebody, so just be careful because they are really annoying. So once you get them trimmed up, I just stuck them straight in. I didn't use hot glue because there was a little bit of a stub left, so they just went in really nicely. And then this lamp, all it needs is that flashlight to light it up and you are ready to go. And here is what it looks like in the daytime. I did end up opting to make a top for it. You'll just need 17 tower blocks to make a nice top, but it certainly doesn't need it. And here it is at night. This looks like where birds go to die. Oh my gosh, this looks ridiculous. I can't with this. No, this is worse than my mange tree. This is so much worse than my mange tree. Okay, this is definitely not what I had envisioned in my head. I don't even know how to. No, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe start crying. No, I can't with this. I just can't. Like, I would never put this up in my house. Hey, little kindergarten baby. You wanna craft? Okay. 2-year-old, let's go crafting. This is not okay. Like, this is not, what is this? Oh my gosh, what? No. I can't with this. Like, I cannot. Seriously, this is like, why did I think I could do this? I mean, in my head, I was like, oh yeah, just whip up a bird cage for me. No, you can't whip up a bird cage. This looks like a train wreck. This doesn't look like a bird cage. It looks like a bird asylum. This is not okay. This is so not okay. I can't even pull it off as like a whimsical birdhouse. Try not to cut my finger off, that would be good. Although my finger would cut off would probably be prettier than this thing. Okay. No one is gonna wanna make I don't even think I should even try to finish this. Like what good would that do? Look what I made. Oh, you can't guess what it is? Either can I. Looks like something your 2-year-old would make. Yep, totally agree. It looks like a drunk person went crafting. Do I even bother trying to put this last thing on here? No, I don't. Why would I want to do that to myself? I can't with this. I can't. I just can't.
I don't think it's worse than the mange tree.
You don't? Are you crazy? I think it's worse than the mange tree.
The mange tree looks like a Brillo pad that somebody stuck in a wooden dowel rod.
And that wraps up another round of the DIY Mystery Box Challenge. Let me know down below which one of these DIYs was your favorite. Also, let me know what would you have done with the 2 pool noodles. Don't forget to check out the playlist down below for lots of more fun. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. Here are some more videos you might enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.